Hey guys, back in the shop again today. My name's Luther from Luther's Woodworking. Today we are going to be doing a project. I don't if you've had followed me on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. I've been doing a lot of going through scrap wood and little pieces of wood. So I have found a pattern I downloaded a long time ago, and let me just show you what we're going to work on here today. These here are some small crosses that I downloaded off our website. It's freewoodpuzzles.com. You can go there and print this out, and you got 9 different crosses that you can cut out. Now, you can use any type of wood to cut these out. I always end up with a lot of pieces of hardwood. This is walnut and some other type of hardwood here. Really nice looking once you put an oil on it. You could use oak or maple on this here, but I end up with a lot of scrap pieces of wood that I just like to make these crosses out of, because these crosses really don't take a lot of room, a lot of lumber to make it. You don't necessarily have to use hardwood. You could use pine or anything you want. And also, when you download this pattern, you can actually enlarge all these crosses bigger if you want. I like to leave them this size here. This is actually a good size for if you want to make a necklace. You could actually drill a little hole up here in the top of the cross and make a necklace out of them too. Otherwise, I've seen people call them comfort crosses, where they'll carry them around with them, and they can hold them. They've been called that. Now, as far as the shape of these crosses, I'm not even sure what some of these actually mean. I just know that this website, freewoodpuzzles.com, had these crosses on here. You can get these crosses, a lot of different patterns of crosses on Pinterest and places like that too. So as far as the shape goes, I'm not quite sure what it would probably mean for the shape. Here's the traditional cross right here, but it's whatever you want. I just figure to use up some of my scrap wood, this is a pretty good idea to use up. And they're pretty easy and quick to make. So I got my pieces of scrap wood here. I got all my blue tape, the pattern of the crosses on here. I'm not going to actually cut out all of the, I got a bunch of these glued on here. I'm not going to cut out all of them, but I will cut out a few of them, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I finish these up. So let's head over to the scroll saw. We'll cut a few of these out, and then we'll come back and finish one cross. All right, here at the scroll saw, I'm using the number 5 reverse tooth Pegasus blade. So that's going to work pretty nice cutting this hardwood. It is hardwood, so this particular piece, I think it's walnut. A little different than cutting just soft pine, so you might have to take your time a little bit. So we'll just cut a couple of these crosses out, and then we'll head back over to the bench. So that is one right there. We'll do a couple more. more. I think we'll do one more right here. I think this is either maple or pine. I'm not quite sure. And let me see, we'll do one more right here. Got one right here. This is I'm not even sure what kind of wood that is, but it's a little thinner than what we've been cutting. All right, we got one more here we'll cut out. So we just basically cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 crosses in just a few minutes. So let's head over to the workbench. We'll finish up one of these crosses, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, guys, we are back at the workbench here. Now, you've seen that it did not take very long to cut out 8 of these crosses. So if you want to use up some scrap wood, it's a perfect way to do it. If you're a woodworker that does any type of jewelry or something like that, you can whip out these pretty fast. Let's go ahead and do one of these crosses here. Now, you'll have to take off the pattern first. And like I said, I'm not quite sure what all this wood is. Some of it could be walnut. I'm not even sure because I just dig this out of my scrap wood pile, and it's all different. And you don't have to make these crosses out of special hardwood. You could do it all out of pine or anything inexpensive. But I got a lot of scrap wood to use up, so I just make crosses out of whatever I can dig up. Okay, that's right freshly off the saw cut. Now, you want to sand these up really nice. What I like to do is take all the real sharp edges off these crosses first. And what I do is I use a Dremel tool. Here's my Dremel. And I got one of these wands on it here with the end right here. And I have one of these tubes on the end of it. You can see we sandpaper on the end of that. And you can get them different sizes. Here's a bigger one right here. So I got a small one right here on the end of this here. And I like to just take this sharp edge off first before I try to sand it nice and smooth. So we're just going to take that edge off. Now you want to be careful doing that with your hands. I just like to just take that rough edge, that sharp edge off first. That gives you a lot less sanding by hand. And depending on what you make these out of, you know, if you make it out of a softer wood, it'll be a lot easier. But just kind of take that sharp edge off first. Turn it over and do the other side. That way you don't have to try to get that sharp edge off by hand with a piece of sandpaper. Get most of it off with this. Okay, once you got that, most of these sharp edges off that, then you can take your sandpaper. I think this is 220. And this is where it takes patience. You're going to have to sit and work at this and sand these crosses and get them down to where they're to your liking, as smooth as you want. You can work on these for 10 minutes, or you can work on them for 20 minutes. I mean, you just want to work on these and get them down to where you think it's smooth enough where it's going to look nice. Like I said, I'm using 220 sandpaper here. You can experiment on different grits of sandpaper. And you just keep working at it get it to where you kind of think it looks nice. You can flip it over and do the other side a little bit. This is where you're just going to have to take your time. I don't do a whole bunch of these at once because the sanding, it can bother your hands after a while if you do a lot of it, holding these small pieces. So I do a few here and there. And you're just going to have to go around and work at it, get it to where you think it's smooth enough to whatever contour you want it to be. I mean, like I said, you can work at this for a long time and really get it where you want. You can even go back with your Dremel tool and take some more off if you want to get it even more contour. So you just keep on working at it. Get it to where you want it. And then also too, if you watch my videos, I got this board here with sandpaper attached to it. You can sand the face of these like this here without having to go on a big belt sander and get the face of these nice and smooth. And just keep on working at it. Get it to where you want it. This is where patience is gonna have to set in, you know, because you're gonna work at this until you get it to where you want it. Some may not take as long. Some might take longer. It's just a matter of your preference and how you want these crosses to look. So I think we're gonna just get this one. This one's gonna be pretty good, I think, for the purpose of this video. I think this one's gonna be pretty good. You get the point what you got to do. So once you get that all sanded the way you want, and I can feel it here, it's nice and smooth to the touch on both sides. Let me see, a little bit right here maybe. Like I said, you're going to have to work at it. Alright, so we just wipe off the sawdust here a little bit. That's pretty smooth. So it looks pretty nice. So the next thing, what I like to do, because this is a hardwood, and like I said, I'm not even sure what this is, what kind of wood this is. I see a little spot right here. Your Dremel tool might leave a little mark here and there. You want to get the marks out of there. Alright, so we got that nice and smooth. Yeah, now you could leave it like this if you want. This is actually a real pretty wood if you put oil on it. So what I like to do is we'll put down some paper towel here, and I use boiled linseed oil for most of my projects that I do. It really brings out the color and the grain of these crosses. Now, you could keep, like I said, you could keep this cross for a comfort cross or just to set on the shelf or something. You could actually drill a hole in the top of this cross and use it for a necklace. So that's another option too. But I got linseed oil. I got a little linseed oil in this cup. We're just going to take a little artist brush here, and we're just going to brush on some of this oil, and you'll see a big difference with this cross once you get this oil all on it. Now you'll see how that brings that color out on this cross. And I probably should use rubber gloves, but I don't have them right now. But just put some of this oil on. Now, if you make a lot of these crosses and you put a container big enough to dip the crosses right in the oil, that would save you a lot of time. Okay, so once all the oil's on it, we will take this paper towel here and we will wipe off most of the oil. And you will see exactly what it's going to look like. And once it's dried, it's going to look really nice. But basically, you got a real nice cross right there. And like I said, you could put a hole on the top, make a necklace out of it. You could just keep it like this to set on a shelf or carry around, make it a comfort cross for somebody. And like I said, the shapes of these crosses, I don't know what the meanings are for the different shapes of these crosses. Here's one right here that would probably make a really cool necklace, but I'm not sure what the shapes mean. This is just a pattern I printed off online. So go to freewoodpuzzles.com. You might have to look around on the site a little bit to find these, but they're there. You can print this sheet out. You can make these any size you want. I got a whole bunch of these right here already cut out from a while back. So I'll be working on these crosses. And like I said, you don't have to do these all at once. I do them every once in a while because it does a little work on your hands, working these small pieces. So I do one or two at a time, and then I take a break. So if you like the video, guys, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell because I do have more videos coming out. I just wanted to throw this video in here because it's a very easy project, and you saw that it did not take me hardly any time at all to cut out 8 of these crosses. So you could cut out a lot of these in a very short amount of time and use up a lot of scrap wood. Here's a cross right here that I did. It's not on this sheet, but it's one that you can get off Pinterest. I've seen it on Pinterest. It's a little bigger, so you can make these any size you want. So I think this is it for this video. Very short video, but very fun project. So we'll see you next time on another video, guys. Keep scrolling and have fun.